All right, welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to take the dense, numbers-heavy Q4 FY26 earnings update from Narayana Health and translate it into a really clear, structured story of scale and success.
So, let's dive right in by asking a pretty crucial question, one that connects life-saving medical operations directly to massive financial returns. What does the financial heartbeat of a global healthcare giant actually look like on paper? You know, it's this fascinating intersection of human care and pure corporate scale.
Here's how we're going to break this down today. 1. The global footprint. 2. Clinical and operational innovations. 3. Financial health and growth. And finally, 4. Breaking down the revenue.
Okay, Section 1. The global footprint, mapping Narayana Health's vast infrastructure. Let's start right at home. Narayana Health commands a sprawling domestic base. As of April 1, 2026, they're operating 40 distinct facilities scattered all across India. We're talking everything from multi-specialty hospitals to highly specialized heart centers and clinics. This localized network alone supports over 5,400 operational beds, which just gives them unparalleled reach and patient volume right in their home country.
But we aren't just talking about India here. Zooming out, they've actually extended their international reach right into the Caribbean. In the Cayman Islands, they operate 2 dedicated healthcare facilities, including Health City Camana Bay, which adds a highly specialized 164 beds to their international operations. And to round out this whole globe-trotting physical scale is their really robust presence in the United Kingdom. Operating 13 distinct healthcare facilities across the UK, they bring another 330 beds into their global portfolio. So, from India to the Caribbean to Europe, it's a truly international operation. Now, you can't run 55 global facilities without some serious manpower, right? To power all of this, Narayana relies on a formidable human capital engine totaling nearly 20,750 staff members. And this brilliantly illustrates their operational priority. Nearly 12,750 of those are clinical staff directly caring for patients, compared to roughly 8,000 non-clinical staff. The entire infrastructure is heavily weighted toward frontline healthcare delivery.
All right, moving on to Section 2, Clinical and Operational Innovations, where technology meets patient care. Okay, look at this. The sheer volume of their technological adoption is absolutely staggering. Over 750 robotic cardiac surgeries were performed across the group in FY26 alone. Guys, that's more than 2 futuristic robotic surgeries happening every single day of the year. This isn't just a pilot program or an experiment. This is precision medicine being deployed at mainstream scale.
And this slide right here really captures the pulse of their clinical innovation. The Bangalore Institute handled 247 of those robotic cardiac surgeries just in Q4. Meanwhile, their hospital in Mysuru inaugurated a next-gen Electra system for radiation therapy, and they're performing novel laparoscopic microwave ablation, which is a minimally invasive way to destroy tumors using heat. We're also seeing a 20% year-over-year volume spike in TAVI procedures. Those are basically heart valve replacements without opening up the chest, hitting 160 in FY26. Oh, and they fully operationalized a new iodine therapy facility in Howrah. They are absolutely relentless in adopting new medical tech.
Which brings us to Section 3, Financial Health and Growth, the financial result of clinical excellence.
So let's talk numbers, because the financial windfall from all this innovation is massive. Consolidated operating revenues hit an impressive 78,960 million rupees for the full FY26. That is a 44% year-over-year jump, clearly showing that their clinical excellence is acting as a powerful, undeniable revenue engine.
But the real shocker here is their Q4 revenue performance. In just that one quarter, they brought in 25,938 million rupees, representing an astonishing 75.8% growth year-over-year. I mean, think about that for a second. Growing quarterly revenue by over 3 quarters in a single year, especially within the complex, heavily regulated healthcare sector, that is a phenomenal achievement.
And it's not just top-line vanity metrics, either. This success cascaded down perfectly, resulting in a full-year consolidated EBITDA, or core operating profit, of 17,169 million rupees at a very healthy 21.7% margin. So they aren't just bringing in more cash, they are actually converting that immense scale into highly efficient profitability.
Now here's where it gets really interesting, their fiscal discipline. Despite their aggressive global expansion and heavy technological spending, they have maintained a highly structurally sound financial baseline.
With total borrowing sitting at 22,397 million rupees, their net debt-to-equity ratio is just 0.49. They are growing incredibly fast, for sure, but they're doing it very safely.
All right, final section, Section 4, breaking down the revenue. Let's see exactly where all this cash originates.
When we actually slice up the Q4 data by medical specialty, Narayana's core identity becomes super clear. Cardiac sciences dominates the chart, acting as the primary financial artery by bringing in 34% of the revenue. This is followed by oncology at 14% and medicine and GI at 12%, with renal sciences taking 9%. Complex, high-acuity care is the absolute bedrock of their earnings.
Now flip that over and look at the payer profile, because this gives us incredible context on how patients engage with them. A massive 44% of their cash originates from domestic walk-in patients, sitting well ahead of the 33% covered by insurance, the 18% covered by government schemes, and 5% from international patients. That robust domestic walk-in volume is a huge testament to their brand trust and accessibility. Patients are actively choosing them directly.
To wrap up these numbers, we really have to look at their domestic momentum. Their core domestic operations remain the powerful engine of this entire growth story. India revenues jumped from 43,469 million rupees in FY25 to 47,920 million rupees in FY26, representing a very solid 10.2% year-over-year climb.
So we've just seen how widespread robotic surgeries and this massive global expansion have fueled a staggering 75% quarterly revenue spike. With these incredible foundations laid, the really provocative question is this: where will healthcare innovation take Narayana's bottom line next? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.